Hi there, this is Nadine. Today I'm making a layered journal page. I'm working on a 6x8 journal about a recent trip to the mountains. I've already made this back cover page to store some ephemera before my trip. To make the two pages look cohesive, I'm going to layer with some of the same elements you can see here. I'm using the new Snap and Swap journal dies. It's one of those sets where you get so much more than you can see on the packaging. The center part is this frame, where you can add in 6 border dies. I've pre-cut some papers to show you. This is what you get if you don't put in any of the border dies. I've cut the other papers by putting the border dies in different places to vary the sizes of the papers. The fun thing is that the sizes match the Snap and Swap file folders and the large tag dies, making them interchangeable. Here I used one of the edges from the tag die set and one of the file folder edges in the journal frame. And here I used one of the journal borders with the tags and the file folders. The journal set also comes with a score die, allowing you to pre-score the paper to fold it into a journal. I'll show you how it all works now while we cut the background for my page. I like to use masking tape to hold everything securely in place. I'm going to use this border and want to leave my paper as large as possible. So I'll put the border in here at the bottom. I need to close off the other spaces, so I put in those little adapter thingies. If you look at the other paper where I used the same die, you can see that I've changed direction now. This set has so much versatility. I want my page to look like we are in the forest, so I'm ink blending cold brew ink from 49 Market. There's no need to be perfect with your blending, because I'm gonna use the water-soluble properties of this ink later to add some interest. I'll even leave some lighter and some darker spots on purpose. Okay, now to add some interest, I want to spritz some water over this large stencil. The water will run under the stencil the way I'm doing it here, so it won't be a clear impression, but I love the serendipity of the effect. I'm using this cloth to soak up the excess water and to remove some of the ink that got activated by the water. While the background is drying, I'm going to work on some of the elements I want to layer on my page. I love the texture of fabric, so I'm going to stamp some tag images on fabric. I'm using the Globetrotter marks and a Tag It stamp and die set. To make sure I have a good impression, I'm using the Sizzix Stamp and Stencil Tool. I'm stamping in engine number 9, salted caramel, and camouflage ink. With fabric, I always like to stamp a second time for good coverage. With these simple shapes, my die cutting machine has no problem cutting through. If I want to cut something more intricate from fabric, I like to use some packaging underneath. Next up, I need a frame. This die set allows you to cut all kinds of different sized and formed frames. Today, I'm using the middle-sized ones, and I'm cutting from one of the 6x8 collection pack backgrounds from the Timber and Tweed collection by 49 in Market. You need 4 frame parts to make it into a frame. I like to use foam tape to secure the edges right away. Okay, let's check on the background. I'm pulling some elements from the laser cuts, the chipboard sentiments, and some tiny tags from the Timber and Tweed collection. I'm also using some bark and a snail shell that I have collected on a walk. I have experimented a little with placement off camera. For me, this is the fun part where I can spend hours moving the pieces for just a tiny fraction of an inch. I'm using a combination of regular glue and foam tape to secure everything in place. Once everything is glued down, all that is left to do is glue my background to one of those 6x8 collection pack background papers. And once it's dry, it's all done. I hope this inspires you to use one of the techniques I used in the video for one of your own projects. Thank you for watching.